Hello, my name is Niall Hegarty, and in this I'm going to show you a little bit of the work that I've been doing in my professional practice module. So we're going to go ahead and start off with my strategy, and this was basically just reflecting of the processes that I've made and the decisions I've made to try and get to the point of where I'm approaching industry professionals, and I've got a bit of work behind me to demonstrate all the understanding and of how to get into the industry. So first of all, you can see here I've made a little bit of artwork just for the front cover, just to make it look quite nice. I'd seen previous students had done this, so I thought it was a necessary step. With different links to my website, my showreel on YouTube, which is also on the website, and the vlog, which will obviously be on there in time. I've got my contents page here, which is self-explanatory. My CV on the next page, which is obviously, it's just printed in there so you can see it like that, and it's all presented nicely. But there's also a link to it down below. You can see now down here is my goals in the beginning, so a little bit of industry research as well, different links that help me sort of plan out the direction I was going to take, the approach I was going to go for, and then how I found different contacts and the website, which really helped me find contacts. Then we have the industry contacts all on the contact sheet. We've got crafting my cover email, so this is just the steps I took to getting to the point where I wanted to be. We also have my website building analysis, so we'll go over the website a little bit later on. We have a little bit here about my social media and how I created that and planned that out with links to it, but we'll be going over that as well. Bit about networking here as well, so you can see all of the different sort of people that I messaged and the approach I took with networking, and a little bit of analysis on that. We've also got sending out the emails, so these are just the emails that I sent out, and this just sort of shows my development in approaching different industry contacts. There's places for improvement, so a bit of reflection on the way I went around things, and then a conclusion to round it all off. Now straight away we'll go ahead and jump to the website. So you can see the website here. A lot of people on different examples from previous years had a picture of themselves, and I thought this was definitely something I wanted to do because it brings it really down to earth and they get to see the real you. So I put myself into an industry position, so this is me recording a radio show. And I feel like it really, like I say, it brings it down to earth and it allows them to see the real you in that environment. And you can see my name really obviously, and then radio presenter below. So it's just straight away letting you know a little bit about me. So there's further information about me. It just goes on a little bit more in depth, just like sums it up fairly briefly, just a little bit about me, because you can find more about that if you click the CV button below. This takes you to a page where there's a big demonstration of my CV, and you can see all the different things here that I do, and it just shows my CV all spread out so you can see it nicely. But in addition to this, there's a download button, and if you click that, it will take you to my CV, which you can then download. So employers could look at that and then download that, so they've got my CV on file. Now, if we go back to the home page, past that is my show reel. We'll look at that and go over that in a minute. And you can see below that is the experience all covered in the show reel, hence that's why it's there. And you can see different sort of things that I've done over the years. So there's the Cuppa Joe Podcast, there is Line Hot Radio, Recycle Radio, and Utter Radio. And below that just explains a bit of information about that, how I got involved in the different ones, and the sort of types of content I make on there. And each one has got click here link, and that'll take you to Mixcloud, or it'll take you to Spotify. And the different places that you can basically listen to these places, it'll take you there, so people can go ahead and go listen to that. If we just head back to the main page here, and then you can see below that is just a little contact, get in touch page. So down here you've just got people that have liked what they could see, they can then go ahead and contact me. You can see there's also contact via different social media. It just links to my professional social medias, and that is also on the bar at the top. So we'll go ahead and check out my showreel, and then we'll go and check them out.
Hello, my name's Niall Hegarty, and this is my radio show reel. Hope you enjoy it.
So with that, I just basically recorded a very, very brief intro, and it just sort of like brings it down to earth, and it shows them the real me. I'm addressing directly to the person watching, and it's great for a radio presenter show reel, in my opinion. And the sort of snappy, poppy up words on there that correspond with what I'm saying, I feel like it was a nice touch just to make a little intro so it didn't jump straight into the work.
That was West 10 by AJ Tracy featuring Mabel.
So you can see there, that's a little bit from the Niall Hegarty show on Recycle Radio, and it was just a bit of audio there that I was really, really proud of, so I thought I'll definitely put that in. It shows my Recycle Radio experience. And for this, I used a website called Headliner. You see the waveforms that were showing up there. A previous student had analysed this, and I took advantage of that, and I had a little look, and it was free, and I uploaded my audio, and I put a little different waveform, had a little bit of a play around with the editing, and came up with that. And I was really, really happy with it. I think it looks really professional, really slick. So I went and put that at the start of the show reel because I thought it was really, really beneficial. And you'll see further on the show reel, one of the problems that people had with radio show reels was that people didn't have visuals on it. They couldn't see their face and them in that environment. So I went ahead and for my Cuppa Joe podcast, I went ahead and filmed myself while I was recording it. So there's a bit of visual to it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cuppa Joe Podcast. You'll be joined by myself, Niall, but also my co-presenter, rather appropriately, Joe. How are you doing, Joe?
So you can see there's just a video of me doing the podcast, so it sort of brings it down to earth. It shows me in that environment, recording from home, making my podcast. And then followed by that, we have Utter Radio. And basically what I did for Utter Radio was I was in the studio in that environment, and I was able to make radio content in the studio. So I feel like that really shows me in the environment, me making it where it all happens, and that was beneficial. And that was similar to the last clip, just me filming myself making some radio content.
Utter Radio. Now you're talking.
That was No Scrubs by TLC. You were listening to We Need to Talk on Utter Radio.
So you can see there, similar sort of thing. And this was from the feedback that people had given in class, saying that it would be nice to see some radio show reels that had some videos of people. Now we'll go ahead and we'll jump over to the different social medias. So all these are linked here. And if I jump to them up here, this is my Instagram. So my professional Instagram, you can see it's Niall Hegarty Radio. And there's a little bit about me in the bio, followed by different posts about me and the different things that I get up to. So there's a bit here about Recycle Radio, Lionheart Radio, Cuppa Joe Podcast, We Need to Talk. Just sharing like different things that I'm involved with, posting that so people can go ahead and check them out if they hadn't found them anywhere else. And there's a little bit here also about sort of me in my sort of professional life when I'm not making or advertising content. So you can see a bit here about a little studio that I'd made up at home, all just relating back to that sort of radio content. On Twitter, you can see here there's different things that I've shared. So I've shared industry content, different things that different employees that I'd like to work for have done, and then sort of really showing my interest in the industry. So there's retweets from Radio 2, XS Manchester, and Folded Wing. Some of these are places I applied for work experience for, so this again shows further interest. There's other ones as well, so you can see there is Capital, Radio X, Radio 1, so different things that I've shared on there. My YouTube channel is an industry YouTube channel, and you can see Niall Hegarty Radio once again, keeping with the name. And it's got my show reel on that we just watched on there, a link to the website below. So if anyone is on YouTube and they're interested, they can have a link to the website we were just looking at. And finally, we have my Facebook. And on my Facebook, there's just different things that I've linked here, so you can see a bit more about the podcast. There's a bit here about people listening to some of my content. So this was Recycle Radio, and some more stuff about Recycle Radio, and other industry content things that I've shared similar to Facebook. And that is pretty much it for my all the work that I'm going to review here. But overall, I found the module very rewarding. Before I came into the module, I was very unaware. It was quite daunting as to how to approach the different sort of aspects of the module. But also in the industry, and obviously that's what it covers. So approaching different radio stations, that first step's the hardest step, trying to get a foot in the door and how to approach that. It's easy enough to say, you know, how to make great television or great radio, but getting that first step and showing that to people is the most important step. So this module's proved very handy in that. I didn't know about having to make professional social media, and I feel like I've excelled in that, making different sort of content, and it's showing my interest, but also showing the things that I do. And the show reel as well is something that I knew radio presenters made demos, obviously, but I think a show reel is the next step, because it sort of shows you development, and it shows you in that environment, as you can see there, as mentioned, me in the radio studio. But all in all, I think that it's been very rewarding. Like I say, it's approaching the different aspects of that. People will look at my work, and there's so many aspects they can go to. So not only can they go to my social media and see work on there, an industry sort of interest on there, but they can go to my website, they can view the experience I've done, they can go ahead and to go to Mixcloud or Spotify. There's so many different paths they can go down to find any of my work. And I think that's a really helpful part of this whole module, was sort of showing me how to make that first step into the world. And applying to different work experiences as well. It's hard, there's so much competition these days, it's very hard to sort of know how to be above people, and this module's really shown me how to excel above other people. But all in all, I think it's been a very rewarding module. I hope you've enjoyed all the work that I've showcased, the social media, a bit about my portfolio very briefly, my website as well. I hope you've enjoyed all of that, and you like some of the work that you've seen. But thank you very much for watching, I appreciate it a lot. My name's Niall Hegarty, thank you, see you next time.